Hello and welcome to Totally Insane Guinness World Records. We've trawled planet Earth for the very best Guinness World Records on TV, so prepare to witness the human race in all its glory. Coming up this week, a superglue malfunction. He's heard that Peaches Geldof has a new TV show. And dangerous paddling in trunks. We start the show with a typical bank holiday scene. Slow-moving traffic clogging up the roads as everyone jumps in their cars and heads to an out-of-town flat-pack furniture emporium to stock up on tea lights and picture frames. So whilst we've got a captive audience of drivers questioning their purpose in life, it seems only right that we go for a world record. Yes, today these vehicles are going to be taking part in a most cars performing donut simultaneously record attempt. And the rules are simple. If all 66 cars here go round and round in circles at the same time, then we've got ourselves a new Guinness World Record. I just hope the presenter remembers not to address the cars as if they're sentient beings.
Cars, are you ready?
Anyway, in the immortal words of Vanessa Feltz...
3, 2, 1, donut!
It's good to have a catchphrase. Right, they're off. It's like the synchronised swimming of the car world, just without the water or the variety of moves, or indeed the synchronicity.
There's dirt in the air, there's rubber in the air, there's smoke, and there's hope of another one for Australia.
The origins of this sport can be traced back to 2003 when a lady's sat-nav malfunctioned and she ended up driving around a small supermarket car park in tight circles for 45 minutes.
This is a mechanical ballet. I've never seen anything this beautiful before.
You heard the man. He's never seen anything this beautiful before. He's lived a sheltered life. We'll be back later to check up on the progress of this challenge. And let's hope the presenter doesn't get too emotional.
I think I'm tearing up.
Oh dear.
It is spectacular. What a sight.
Right, small cats now.
Well, I was born in the Valley of Los Angeles and moved up to Mariposa, California, where I raised myself up through the animals all around me. Came down to San Diego about 8 years ago.
It's a gripping story, but it's not all about you, love. Tell us more about the cat.
This girl is about 2 years old, a little over 2 years old. She is a Munchkin cat. A Munchkin cat is a description of the breed that means they have the little legs.
Good Lord, that woman has massive feet. Oh yeah, it's a small cat, isn't it? Sorry.
Don't let her bum rush you.
Don't worry, I won't after last time.
When Guinness World Records told me that I had the world's shortest cat, I was absolutely ecstatic. When I took her to the vet's office to have him do the measurements, he'd never seen an animal this small in his entire life, and he thought for sure I was going to be taking this record home.
Fizz Girl is just 12.24 centimetres short, or 6 inches. But you can still do a lot with 6 inches, apparently. And being short doesn't stop Fizz Girl having an attitude.
If I was to describe Fizz Girl, I would probably say that she's a little bit of a princess. But most of the time, she just as soon sit off to the side and watch the world. She is quite tiny, and if anybody can touch this, bring it on.
We'll see about that soon. But first... we're back to the donutting cars now, and these vehicles are hurtling around in circles more furiously than a dog chasing its own tail in a tumble dryer. There are 66 vehicles out there, even if you can't see them because of all the smoke, and at least 48 need to be donutting at the same time for 10 seconds in order to break the current record. It looks good to me. But time is up, so have they done enough?
Guinness World Records go. We had 66 on the track. How did we look there, Chris?
Yeah, look, for a period of 10 seconds, it looked very good. 9 people at that stage were not actually doing donuts properly.
Okay.
The record was 47. The new record is 57.
That is brilliant. A brand new Guinness World Record. Gold medals for everyone.
They've done it! Good work, everyone. Now they've all just got to get back home, and they might want to hurry up. I've heard there's a tailback on the M1, and KFC is about to close at the Watford Gap. Get a move on. Imagine if whenever you were near water, you simply had to smooch someone. It would certainly make baths, christenings, and going for a number 2 tricky to navigate. Well, it's a problem this couple have to contend with, as it seems they can't even walk past a drinking water fountain without locking lips. So today these 2 Italian couples will be attempting the longest underwater kiss. It's certainly one of the more curious double dates you can go on. Right then, it's time to get wet. Who says romance is dead, eh? Darling, your eyes look beautiful through those goggles. Right, I think it's probably best if we give these guys some privacy. So let's leave them to it for a while and we'll check back on them a little bit later on. Very passionate. A little brain teaser for you now. If you wanted to carry a cricket bat, a snooker cue and a 6-foot-high pole at the same time, but only have 2 hands, what do?
I can balance a cricket bat, snooker stick, a stick of 6 feet height, and many more things.
I was just going to say hold 2 of them with 1 hand, but each to their own.
I am confident that I will break Guinness World Record with this talent.
Yes, Nishal, seen here demonstrating just how smart wearing a tie can actually make you look, is attempting the record for balancing the tallest object on his chin. It's taking place in the suitably dramatic location of a shopping centre. In fact, I don't know why they bothered to build a stadium for the last Olympics. They could have just done the 100 metres between the escalators and the pound shop here.
This record is for the longest item balanced on the chin. The time will start when the hands are removed, and the time will stop when either the hands go back or the item falls. Obviously, if he achieves the 10 seconds and the length is greater than the current record, we'd hopefully have a new Guinness World Record.
Nishal just needs to unfurl his big object first. There it is. Are we absolutely certain he's not here to put up a tent? Time for a quick measure before the challenge begins. One of the main concerns with this challenge is to make sure that anyone who has used the car park on the shopping centre's top floor doesn't try and slide down this pole like a fireman to avoid the queues at the lifts. Okay, here we go. We need 10 seconds of balancing for the record.
10, 2, 1, go.
Just look at the concentration on his chin there.
5, 4,
The audience are clearly mesmerised.
2, 1, and stop.
He has done it. Nishal has got himself a new Guinness World Record. Now, in the past, he's come under a lot of criticism for his career choice, but he's just taken it on the chin. Huh? No? Forget it. The time is up, Nishal. You can stop now. Seriously, those Italians have been holding their breath underwater for ages waiting for you to finish. There you go. Time to pop it down. At last. Well done, Nishal. You're a Guinness World Record holder. Back to the kissing then, and it is looking pretty racy in there, I'm sure you'll agree. Can someone pass me a hand fan? I can hardly watch. The chemistry in there is electric, which, given that they're submerged in water, could cause all sorts of health and safety issues. But they will need to keep going if they want to break the world record. Now, do you ever get so frustrated with your TV you just want to punch it? No, me neither. But our next challenger, Mike Yacalo, does. He's on a mission to break the record for the fastest time to punch 10 TV sets. And he's presumably angry because all the ones he has look like they were built in 1973 and are therefore probably all defunct since the digital switchover. I bet he hasn't been able to get a clear reception since Madge was in Neighbours. Anyway, tonight Mike is going to put his boxing prowess to good use, and he's going to smack those tellies for all they're worth, which by my reckoning is about £25. He is walloping those screens like a man that's just had a day off work and chanced upon the right stuff for the first time. Look at him go. Wow, he has made extremely short work of that. 10 tellies punched in just 7.66 seconds, which means he's now a new world record holder. And they've given him a delightful bouquet of flowers and a certificate as well. It'll give him something to read at home of an evening, I guess. Well done, Mike. You look very manly. Back to the underwater kissing now, and I think that guy is getting a bit bored with this. There you go, thought so. These two are about to take their love to a higher level, just below the surface of the water. For many couples, the idea of a happy married life is to grow wrinkly together, and these guys appear to be fast-tracking that process. They've been in there so long, they're going to come out looking like one of Alan Sugar's knees. Trust the cameraman to have a wandering eye there. So, eventually, both couples realise that this has all been televised around the world and decide to stop. At this point, they must be absolutely gasping for a mustard dressing gown, and the organisers are only too happy to oblige. But which of our two sopping, smooching couples has won the world record for the longest underwater kiss? Well, I can reveal that with a total kiss of 3 minutes and 25 seconds, Mikhail and Eliza on the right there have got the record, and more importantly, each other. Still to come, this woman tries to distract us from looking at her hair. A child's birthday party is ruined. And this woman auditions to be the next Bond villain. Welcome back to Totally Insane Guinness World Records, and to a somewhat serene setting for our next record attempt. But what could it be? The longest sunset? The most tranquil area of Chinese countryside? The largest lake? The most beautiful view? The presenter most dressed like a wasp? The answer is in fact this guy, Di Huanran, who today is going to attempt the highest waterfall dive, and the waterfall in question is that one, right behind him, which falls a staggering 40 feet into the Jingbo Lake below. Rather him than me. It's no mean feat, so Di needs to warm up by performing some very necessary handstands in some very unnecessary speedos. The guy in the camouflage getting quite the view. And off he goes, looking perilously like he's going to get swept away before the record attempt even begins. Steady, we'll catch up with him in a bit. But first, a man on a pogo stick by a graffiti wall. Life doesn't get much more gritty and urban than this. It could be a scene from Trainspotting. This is Brit Mark Aldridge, who, as you can see, is pretty nifty with a pogo stick. But no one in their right mind takes up pogo sticking so they can do awesome acrobatic stunts, impressively high jumps, or dangerously astounding tricks. They do it so they can burst balloons. Yes, Mark is going for the coveted record of the most balloons popped using a pogo stick in 1 minute. If you want a chance to know what it feels like to do this record, then just get yourself a stripy jumper, a sharpened pencil, and some bubble wrap. You'll get the gist. If they don't say 3, 2, 1, po, go, then they need to take a long, hard look at themselves.
3, 2, 1, go!
Unforgivable. It's a good start. Those balloons are bursting. Well, like balloons. Mark practiced jumping on several objects with a pogo stick before he finally settled on balloons. Melons were too firm, jelly was too soft, and the incident involving eggs does not bear thinking about. To counterbalance the loud colours of the balloons, Mark prefers to dress in more subdued shades, choosing instead to style himself on a bad photocopy of a Where's Wally book. Right, the time is up, and Mark has made light work of those pesky air-filled menaces, but has he popped enough to change history and get into the record books? Well, I can reveal that with 57 balloons popped, Mark has beaten the existing record and has got himself a new world record. I wonder how he'll choose to celebrate. Ah, yes, I should have guessed. Well, if you've got it, flaunt it. And what a lovely dismount. Back to China, and Di Huanran is teetering on the brink of a terrifying-looking waterfall in some terrifyingly tight trunks. At this stage, the only thing we know for sure is that he must have very clean feet, and he's going for it! Wow, that is incredibly impressive. And he's going again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. What's that? Sorry, apparently those were action replays, my mistake. Either way, he certainly dived off at least one waterfall today, that's for sure. And I can reveal that with a massive height of 12.19 metres or 40 feet, Di is the world record holder for the highest waterfall dive. He deserves a certificate for that, but something is missing. Maybe a garland of flowers? Perfect. Really brings out his smile. Regular viewers of this show will not only be faced with a constant sense of shame, but will also be familiar with the work of Rubber Boy, a man who combines being incredibly flexible and rather suggestive at the same time. He is a safe bet when it comes to the art of passing through an unstrung tennis racket 3 times in a minute, and he's the current world record holder. However, there's a new contender in town.
Most people know her by her performing name, Bendy Sky.
Ah yes, Bendy Sky. She is quite the celebrity. Never out of the gossip pages. Cue bending montage.
It's always fascinated me just what people can do, the difference of extremes of the bodies and physicalities.
That looks comfy.
It'd be great to bring the world record to New Zealand for contortion, to take it off Rubber Boy. Is that mean? More stretching.
Yes, it is a bit, but that's record-breaking for you. So, there's just time for a couple of last-minute warm-ups for Bendy Sky, and then we can try and smash this record. Good Lord, let's get on with it.
The record as it stands is 3 times through the tennis racket in 60 seconds, held by the Americans. We're coming after the #1 country in the world with our finest from Christchurch, Sky. Chris, it's in your hands.
Sky, are you ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, right.
But she is. With that hair colour, this girl obviously does things her own way. She's already through once without any messing about, and the record stands currently at 60 seconds, so watch out, rubber boy. Now, rumour has it that Tim Henman used to warm up for key Wimbledon matches using a very similar technique to this, and I can't even tell you what John McEnroe used to do, but let's just say he still winces when he hears the phrase, "new balls please." Sky is through 3 times in lightning speed, and the gathered crowds are extremely impressed.
Right, Sky, the previous record stood at 60 seconds. You've just gone through the tennis racket 3 times in 31.09 seconds for a new Guinness World Record.
She smashed it, but something makes me think that Sky's not finished yet, mainly because it's written here in the script. She'll be back later to give it another go. Next up, playing cards are versatile things. You can use them for a wide range of competitive games, you can use them to perform astonishing magic tricks, and you can, of course, use them to slice a selection of cucumbers dangling from a specially made wire frame. Today, this man, Lee Manwan, is attempting the record for the most cucumbers cut by throwing playing cards in 1 minute. I always knew my life was missing something. The crowd are ready, so take it away, Lee. It's quite impressive, that. Now, Lee first developed this skill whilst working as a junior sous chef in the kitchen of a Michelin-starred restaurant. One day, he arrived at work to find his knives had gone missing, and in desperate need of sliced cucumbers for the afternoon tea, he took a pack of playing cards from his bag and began to hurl them at the cucumbers. Needless to say, he was fired, but a new talent was learned. He has sliced through those cucumbers like a knife through refrigerated butter. So, with the time up, how did he do?
So, okay, my record was 18 个，原来是18个哈。And you did R-C-E.
That is 21 cucumbers sliced, which means...
It's a new Guinness World Record.
A new record. Lovely stuff. Right, everyone back to Lee's for a celebratory salad and a game of whist. We rejoin the folks in New Zealand now.
There's no way we're stopping there. I mean, you were showboating Rubber Boy, you're a joke, just quietly.
This, need you be reminded, is tennis racket contortionist Sky Broberg, a woman who you probably wouldn't trust looking after your cat for a weekend. But if you're looking for someone to get through a stringless tennis racket quickly, then she is most certainly top of the list. She's now trying to beat her own record for the fastest time to pass through a tennis racket 3 times.
2, 1, go.
So here we go.
She's got the Guinness World
It's a good
Record
start.
in the bag. That's one.
Now, interestingly, this activity is what tennis rackets were originally designed for. It was actually several years later before someone thought to attach strings and use them as an implement to hit balls over a net. It's taken just 12.43 seconds to pass the racket over her entire body 3 times. So Sky is now on a mission to see how many times she can get through it in a minute. And why not?
8 times in the first 30 seconds. 16, quick, go, go, go!
3,
A few seconds left, and she has absolutely stormed it.
16. Oh, well, Rubber Boy, the record is this. You took 60 seconds to get through it 3 times. Sky, from New Zealand, has destroyed you and done 16 times through the racket in 60 seconds. There's the record there.
Spoken like a gentleman.
In addition to that, the first 3 were done in 12 seconds. So, old Rubber, tally-ho, Chief, it's going to take you many, many years to beat that.
It's the friendly sporting banter I like best about that man. Next up, there's been a bout of head lice in our Japanese studio recently, so we have to take appropriate steps before anyone's allowed to appear. He's been done, which means we can get on with the next record. Today, this cheerful young chap will be attempting a challenge involving a Rubik's Cube. These famously take ages to complete, so it's a perfect opportunity for me to tell you a riveting story about my new pet dog. Just the other day... Oh, he's done it. What a shame. That was going to be a great anecdote. This is Yumu Tabuchi, and today he's going to attempt to break a Rubik's Cube record. But, as if one Rubik's Cube isn't enough, and I'm fairly sure it is, Yumu is going to attempt to solve 5 of them in the quickest time possible. The scene is set, so here we go. He's off, and as you can see, Yumu is attempting this record one-handed and with his left hand, which apparently makes it feel like someone else is solving the Rubik's Cube for you. He has extremely dexterous and fast-moving fingers. If he ever offers to tickle you, then my advice is to politely but firmly say no. The record Yumu is trying to beat is 2 minutes 27.78 seconds, and he's on to the last one now. The Rubik's Cube was, of course, very popular in the 80s amongst insects who would often use their surfaces as tiny dance floors. Now, if I were him, I would be getting my right hand ready for a high five because he looks like he's getting extremely close to breaking the record. A few more twists and turns. He's done it. Look at the joy on his face. And it's official. 5 cubes solved in 1 minute 52.46 seconds means that Yumu has won himself a new Guinness World Record. Ah, look who it is. She's back, and this time she's showing off her box. That is quite the talent. They do say that the best things come in small packages. Yes, Sky is back, and she's made her way to a Chinese TV tennis racket even more quickly than she did when she was in New Zealand.
3, 2, 1, go!
Is anyone else beginning to think that she's got too much time in her hands? Not that she needs it, she's bending her way through that tennis racket with ease. She's managed to get it down to a little over 10 seconds. Nice one, Sky. You really are the greatest sportswoman to wield a tennis racket since the Williams sisters. She deserves, at the very least, a slightly awkward hug. Well done, Sky. So we saw the shortest cat in the world earlier. Well, now it's time to check out the beautiful mane on the owner of this incredibly large cat. That is quite a hairstyle.
When we first got him, Stewie was just an average-sized Maine Coon kitten. There was no indication at all that he was going to be as large and as long as he did end up turning out to be.
Yes, Stewie is the largest domestic cat in the world, coming in at an incredible 123 centimetres. Still loves a belly rub.
The best thing out of all is a cold winter night, he comes and snuggles. And he loves to lay along the length of the body, and so it's very, very warm and very, very...
It's when you can just get an enormous cat instead. It's certainly one way to cut down on your heating bill. Well done, Stewie.